gentlemen, we are back. And today we are talking to my friend and a very dangerous man, Justin Richwine. How
What's
you
going
doing,
on,
buddy?
Elijah? Hey, how you doing?
It's good to see you again, man. I always enjoy talking to you. And you're coming off a very big win. You stepped into the world of boxing, fought Alex the Rhino Davis, and that was a beautiful performance. Let's talk about it.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I felt a little. I heard the commentary saying Richwine looks a little frustrated, and I kind of was. I was expecting him to kind of stay in the pocket with me a little bit more. So I really was just like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna box then. I guess I'm just gonna throw more. So I really didn't have a super game plan. But there was little frustrating moments. I couldn't really get off what I wanted to get off. I was staying a little flat. I like to be more fluid. So even I was a little disappointed in myself in that performance. So I definitely want to adjust that kind of stuff and come out a little bit flowier.
I could tell you were a little frustrated in there. Like you could tell you wanted to throw your kicks. And then afterwards we talked about it. You were like, man, kickboxing's my thing. You talked about missing those kicks, but
Yeah.
here we are. We see you again boxing and for the title. That's a fight we talked about a little bit. I don't know if we talked about it on the air. I think we may have talked about it off air. I asked you about that fight with Karshner. I asked you what you thought about it. So why don't you tell the people what you think about it?
I think it's a good fight. Obviously I've seen fights, people watch my fights, so you kind of get an idea of what people like to do and what tendencies are. But it's the fight game, so I can't fight the same way for every opponent. And I know he's a big fast strong guy, and it's not the first time I fought a big fast strong guy. So I respect him. He's the champ. But it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good fight.
So stylistically, I find this to be a really interesting match. What do you think your X factors are going to be in this one?
My X factors are going to be the fact that I'm not out there always searching for a knockout. Like if it presents itself to me, I'm going to take it, right? It's going to happen, but I don't bank on getting an opponent out of there in the first round or the second round. There's a reason these fights go 4, 5, 6 rounds. We have that time frame to do what we need to do and to make adjustments. So I think my poise and me being able to go rounds and rounds and rounds is going to be the X factor in this one.
I think that's something you wanted to talk about too. Just because you don't always look for that first round finish doesn't mean you don't have that in your back pocket. Right. You're a guy who I think people have doubted your power a little bit here lately because we've not seen you get a stoppage in a little while. And I think that maybe pissed you off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this a lot. I have over 25 fights, amateur boxing, MMA, you name it. And, earlier in my career, I was stopping people 30 seconds, minute and a half in the first round. And honestly, I knew I was scared then. Like, can I go 3 rounds? Can I go 4 rounds? I've answered that question. So, I have plenty of knockouts. I have TKOs. I have knockouts. I have finishes. It's just as you get up in these levels, you start to know what to push and what not to push. I have a tank, and nobody you yet in NLC has yet seen me empty that tank. I can still go after every fight, and that's purposeful. I'm not going to go out there and go for something that is not there. It's going to present itself to me, and when it presents itself to me, I will definitely take advantage of it. But as far as me not having power, that's comical in itself.
So I guess it's like a car. You don't want to redline your engine. You want to always be fighting at a pace that's efficient for you.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake I think a lot of new fighters make.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of guys, and you'll get the crowd amped up, and both guys will come out blazing. And then that second round, they're just like staring at each other. And you're like, what's going on? And I try to keep a continuous pace. And honestly, I feel I get stronger as a fight goes on. I get stronger and stronger, and I've had
I
my
think
days.
we saw that against Davis. There were some moments there, like, I know you weren't too happy with your performance, but man, there were some moments in that fight where you looked absolutely brilliant. I think you caught him a couple times plodding forward and then got ahead of him. And man, you landed some beautiful combinations. Once you started getting ahead of him, getting used to his rhythm and timing of just that plodding forward momentum, you caught him. And I think you hurt him there toward the end.
Yeah. And like I said, in that fight, I kind of had to go different. If you notice, I went back and watched it, but I felt it after that first round. I was like, man, he keeps stepping to his right, but wide. So I just kind of circled to my right and kept circling. And I think there was one round you're like, I think his hands broke. No, it was just because I just kept jabbing his body. Like this, it's boxing. Like, if you're not going to step in the pocket with me and we're going to bang it out, then I'm just going to point you out and point you out and point you out. That's what this sport's about. It's not about always knocking people out and things like that. And that's a big mistake, especially you younger guys. You got to learn and trust in your defense, trust in your cardio, and be able to be like, yeah, I can go 4, 5, 6 rounds with no problem, without questioning that.
That's something I'd love to talk to you about. Actually, you're a guy, you said it yourself, you've been around this game a long time. What's some of your advice to younger fighters, guys who are just getting started in this game?
My biggest thing is don't let anything hype you up or bring you down, right? You go to the gym, you practice, you train, you know how to fight, you've been hit, you know what things feel like, you've been in uncomfortable positions. It's really nothing different. You just take a deep breath and go out there and do what you know how to do. Yes, it's always amazing when you knock it out and you're feeling all amped up and juiced up, but also, push yourself. Be like, can I pace myself? Can I be technical? Can I not waste any punch, any kick? Because if you look at a lot of my fights, how many punches, kicks, anything do I waste? I very rarely waste any of those things. I'm a big dude, so yeah, I can go empty the tank out and put somebody away, but I know how to sustain that, and I don't waste a lot of my arsenal. Like when I throw, it's for a purpose. So I tell younger guys like that, take a deep breath, reel it in, zone everything out, and just look at your opponent and freaking do what you see opening and actually have a thought process while you're in there.
So how long did it take you to start fighting calm?
Oh man. My amateur career, I'll be honest with you, when I fought at 13 amateur MMA fights, and when I fought my last one for a title, that's when I realized, like, oh man, I need to pace myself, because I came out and I dropped dude in the first 15 seconds. I was pouring it on, and then I just couldn't put him away. Some people are like that. So then once we got to the third round, I'm like, oh my, I can do this.
So what kind of confidence does that give you once you realize, I know how to fight efficiently now, I know my body, I know what I can do? What does that bring to the table for you?
It opens up everything to me. You know, I've even heard it before, you guys commentating, like, look how calm and collected he is. Yeah, I'm calm and collected. The engines are revving. I'm fired up. But on the outside, I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm a 3-time combat veteran. So, there's been times we've been in firefights and a lot of imminent danger, and I can't freak out and be like, I got to think calmly, process what's going on, and then react to the situation.
How much do you think that helped you come down this path as a fighter, your time in combat?
It's a major factor on it. I mean, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to fight and even do this. That's kind of one of the funny things me and my wife joke about. I was stationed in Colorado. My buddy was fighting, and he's like, come down and check it out. I went down there, checked it out, and their coach was like, you want to fight? And I was like, told my wife, like, let's give it a try. Let me try it one time. And now look at it, over 26 fights and across the whole combat sports. It's played a major factor. It's kind of my piece in there.
So how green were you when you first started fighting?
I actually boxed as a teenager, and I wrestled in high school. And then boxed when I was a teenager for the police department in my hometown, and then did Army Combatives Level 3 certified. So, I've been around combat and fighting my whole life. But I didn't get a jump onto actual mixed martial arts until I was like 27 years old. So I had to work on a few things. The coach was like, we'll help you with your footwork a little bit. But other than that, it was just about fine tuning it. The passion and the skill was there. It was just about bringing it out and fine tuning it.
Well, my friend, in just a few short weeks, we're going to see you fighting for our big pro heavyweight title. Jeramy Karshner is a tough opponent, but this is one of the most exciting matchups I've seen in a long time. Big fan of both you guys, not only inside the ring, but outside. You're both just your family men. Like, I talked to Karshner about you just a little while ago. That guy has a ton of respect for you, and I can tell you have respect for him. I just think it's going to be a great fight, man. What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's going to be a great fight too. Like I've said before, I never disrespect my opponents. You got to have a certain level of respect for a person getting in there to want to fight you. You got to have a respect for a champion. I mean, the guy's a champion. And me, rightfully and myself, I'm a champion as well. So when you have a champ versus champ clash, the opponents, the fans, everybody that's a part of this fight has to have nothing but respect for us two gentlemen going in there, because we're both putting ourselves on the line. We both fought our way to get to our respective championships. So I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a good one, and I'm excited to come down and put on a show like always.
It's an interesting deal. If this were happening in the UFC or something, people would be freaking out because you got our kickboxing champion stepping into boxing to fight our boxing champion.
Yeah.
You don't see it every day. It's a hell of a fight. I can't wait to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for I almost said Jeramy Karshner. Jesus Christ. Justin Richwine. That's how you know it's past my bedtime. This new job's killing me, man.
Hey, I know it's about past my bedtime too. I just got back from the gym, and it's like, the grind is real. Couple weeks out. Get your tickets. Come watch two professionals that throw heat, that throw it down, that are champs in their perspective fighting in combat sports. Come watch us do what we do. I'm hoping that, I can come and make it champ status. That's the goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man himself. Give it up. And we'll see you on August 5th in Catlettsburg, Kentucky.
All right. Thanks, Elijah. Appreciate you. See you in a few weeks, man.
I'll see you soon, buddy.
All right.
Nice job by Alex. Yeah. Good. He's looking sharper.
There we go. Yeah. Looks much sharper.
The way he throws his punches has changed a lot since we first saw him.
Absolutely. They've got 40 seconds left. I'd like to see somebody just really
go for it.
Try to steal
go
this round.
for it. Yeah. Show us that you want this fight. We're not seeing
nice left hook by Richwine. He's landed a couple of those this round. This one's been
nice
more back and forth,
Davis.
But I do think that Richwine's just winning this round.
Oh, man.
Nice left hook again. Now they're throwing heat.
Finally.
Yeah. It's always a big thing in someone's life to graduate college.
It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And even though my guy was fighting him, even though my fighter was fighting against him, I